He grew up without a father, moved homes again and again, and still became the king of the NBA. This is the story of LeBron James. It's a tale that proves greatness isn't born from perfect circumstances, but forged in the fires of struggle. Let's dive into how a kid from a tough background transformed himself into a global icon, both on and off the court. Our story begins in Akron, Ohio, a city known for its rubber industry, but also for its grit. This is where LeBron James was born on December 30th, 1984. His childhood was far from a fairy tale. Raised by his single mother, Gloria, who was just a teenager when he was born, life was a constant battle. They moved frequently, sometimes staying with friends or relatives, never having a stable place to call home. Poverty was a shadow that followed them everywhere. Imagine being a young boy, not knowing where you'd be sleeping next week, feeling the weight of instability every single day. The odds were stacked against him from the very start. Doubt and uncertainty were his constant companions. But it's in these very struggles that the seeds of his incredible work ethic and resilience were planted. This humble beginning is a powerful reminder that greatness can, and often does, rise from the most challenging environments. His story wasn't destined for failure. It was destined to show the world what's possible when you refuse to give up. Even as a young kid, it was clear that Labubu was special. He wasn't just good at sports, he was phenomenal. While he played football with remarkable skill, it was on the basketball court where his talent truly exploded. By the time he reached St. Vincent St. Mary High School, he was already a local legend. But soon, the secret was out. He wasn't just a local hero, he was a national phenomenon. At just 16 years old, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated with the headline, "The Chosen One." Think about that pressure. A teenager, not even old enough to drive in some states, being labeled the successor to Michael Jordan. National media followed his every move, broadcasting his high school games on major networks. Most people would crumble under that kind of intense scrutiny. The expectations were astronomical, but for LeBron, this pressure didn't break him. It built him. He thrived in the spotlight, leading his team to multiple state championships and showcasing a combination of size, speed, and court vision that the game had rarely seen. He was already playing chess while others were playing checkers, and the world was watching in awe. His high school years were a preview of the greatness to come, proving that he was ready for the biggest stage. In 2003, the moment everyone had been waiting for arrived. The NBA draft. Unsurprisingly, LeBron James was selected as the #1 overall pick by his hometown team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was a storybook beginning. The local kid, hailed as a savior, was tasked with reviving a struggling franchise. The weight of an entire city, an entire state, rested on his 18-year-old shoulders. From his very first game, he proved he belonged, putting up incredible numbers and winning the Rookie of the Year award. He single-handedly turned the Cavaliers into a playoff contender. But success in the NBA is never a straight line. Despite his individual brilliance, team success was harder to come by. He faced tough playoff losses year after year. Critics began to question if he had what it took to win a championship. They said he wasn't clutch, that he couldn't lead a team to the promised land. These failures were public and painful, but every loss, every criticism was a lesson. Failure is an essential part of any journey to greatness. It's not about avoiding it. It's about how you respond to it. And Labubu was learning, growing, and getting hungrier with every setback. The next chapter of his career was defined by one of the most controversial decisions in sports history. The decision. In 2010, LeBron announced he was leaving Cleveland to join the Miami Heat, teaming up with Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh. The backlash was immediate and intense. He was labeled a villain, a traitor. But for Labubu, it was a move he felt he had to make to learn how to win at the highest level. In Miami, he did just that. He reached 4 straight NBA Finals and won 2 championships in 2012 and 2013, finally capturing that elusive title and quieting many of his critics. But his story wasn't over. In 2014, he made another stunning decision. He was coming home. He returned to the Cleveland Cavaliers, a more mature player and leader, with a promise to bring a championship to his home state. This was his shot at redemption. In 2016, he delivered on that promise in the most dramatic fashion imaginable. He led the Cavaliers back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals against the powerhouse Golden State Warriors, a feat that had never been done before. That championship wasn't just a victory, it was a fulfillment of a lifelong promise. It cemented his legacy through a powerful story of loyalty, growth, and ultimate redemption. But to truly understand LeBron James, you have to look beyond the basketball court. His impact is far greater than his stats or championships. He has used his platform to become a powerful voice for change, a leader, and a role model for millions. He understood early on that his influence could be used to uplift others. One of his most significant achievements is the I Promise School in his hometown of Akron. This isn't just a school. It's a lifeline for at-risk students, providing them with education, resources, and a support system they desperately need. He's giving kids the stability he never had. Furthermore, LeBron has never been afraid to speak out on issues of social justice and inequality. He has consistently used his voice to advocate for his community and for a more just society. He's a philanthropist, a businessman, and a family man who has shown the world what it means to be more than an athlete. This commitment to others is what truly defines his character. True legends don't just achieve greatness for themselves, they dedicate themselves to uplifting everyone around them. So, what is the legacy of King James? It's a legacy written in record books, with multiple NBA titles, MVP awards, and a place among the all-time greatest scorers. It's a story of incredible longevity, a testament to his unmatched discipline, work ethic, and brilliant basketball mind. He has played at an elite level for 2 decades, adapting his game and defying Father Time in a way we've never seen before. He has inspired millions of kids around the world, from Akron to all corners of the globe, to believe that they too can overcome their circumstances. But his legacy is even bigger than that. He didn't just play the game, he changed it. He redefined what it means to be a modern superstar, combining on-court dominance with off-court activism and business acumen. He created a blueprint for athletes to empower themselves and their communities. He showed that an athlete's voice matters and that their impact can extend far beyond the lines of the court. From a fatherless kid in Akron to a global icon, LeBron James has crafted one of the most inspiring stories in sports history. His journey is a masterclass in resilience, leadership, and a relentless pursuit of greatness. LeBron James proved that where you start doesn't decide where you finish. That's why he will always be a legend. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.